Hello everyone. So before we start our tutorial, I would like to just say a few things like we will be using latest Android version and Android Studio, and I'll be using latest version of Flutter as well. So let's get started. At first I'm going to open a new project, and if you already have installed Flutter before, then this SDK file path will be fetched properly, and then we can make new app users, and I'm going to change the organization to Egon Castle as well. So let's create this. Yes, create. So let's run this app. Before we do anything else, I already have few emulator installed on my PC, so let's run this. And while running, I'm going to change few things. This home tab page, we don't need this, so let's delete it. And I'm going to make a new directory here called screens, and here I'm going to add few Dart file, login screen, register screen, and main page. Our app is still running. Sorry, we have to declare few things before we can see our main page. Material.dart, stateful widget, main screen, and instead of placeholder we are going to use scaffold. Here we can call our main screen, and we can also remove that debug banner. Just say false here. Let's run this again. Yeah, now it's working fine. So we have already created our project. Now we are going to add a new directory here in our project called images, and I'm going to add few images. Let's add them. These three here. And now in our pubspec.yml file we have to change few things so that we can access that images slash. Here above the assets you can add another assets instead of this comment out things. I'm not going to touch that, so I'm just calling images folder, and you have to run pubget. So before we do anything else, let's let's create our register page and splash screen. So I'm going to add another directory, splash screen, and here I'm going to add a Dart file called splash screen, and we can just make a simple splash screen. We don't need anything fancy right now. So let's just stateful widget splash screen, or you can use stateless as well. I'm just using stateful. Scaffold, body center, child, text. Trippo. That's it. And before we do anything else, I would like to add few things like we can make it dependent on our uh, dark theme or light theme. So I'm going to add a theme provider, and here I'm just going to make another Dart file called theme provider, and I can add few things like material.dart. Then I'm going to create a class called my themes. I'm going to zoom it a bit. Yeah. Static final dart theme equals to theme data, scaffold background color, colors dot gray dot shade 900, and color scheme dot dark. I'm just going to copy these few lines and paste it again for our light theme. Sorry, you have to use semicolon, and here I can just use white instead of gray, and here I can use light. And in our main file we're going to change few things. Let's remove this theme, and we're going to use our custom theme mode. So theme mode dot system. So light theme or dark theme, it's going to depend on the system of your phone or device. My themes dot light theme, dark theme equals to my themes dot dark theme. So that's it. So before we start our register screen, I would like to add Firebase to this project. So let's go to console.firebase.google.com and add a new project. I'm going to name this Trippo. Select an account, default Firebase account, create project. So our project is creating. It's gonna take some time. And it's done. So let's add our app to the Firebase, we have to make new Android app name. We have to add our package name. So build.gradle, not this one, we have to go to Android, then app, and then build.gradle, and you can see our app ID here, com.egancastle.users. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to add a custom names users. I'm not adding any SHA key right now. Register the app, then download this google services.json and paste it inside our Android app users, Android, then app here, or you can manually add here, like copy and paste the file, it will automatically update. Then we have to add this in our project build.gradle. Here I'm going to add this one here, and we have to add this one in our app build.gradle. Just follow me, okay? And now we can also add this one, and done. Next, and continue to console. So that's it. So now we're going to create our register page, register screen actually. So let's import material.dart, not main page, and I'm going to use stateful widget register screen, and here let's add few text editing controller before we continue. Final name text editing controller, text editing controller. I'm going to copy this and paste here few times, and just change this here, email, phone, address, and password, then confirm password. And I'm going to add another boolean variable, password visible, and I'm going to make it false at first. And let's declare a global key which we will be needing later. Global key, final form key equals to global key form state. And before we continue, I'm going to add another thing here, another boolean variable which will detect whether our system is dark or light. So media query dot off context dot platform brightness equals to brightness dot dark. I'm going to use scaffold here, and before using scaffold, above this I'm going to use gesture detector. And we are using gesture detector because when we tap outside our text field, we can minimize our keyboard, or yeah, that's why we are using this. Focus scope dot off context dot unfocus, and I'm going to use list view in our body. This video is going to be a bit lengthy, so just follow me, okay? And I'm going to use column children image dot asset, not image. And if our system is dark theme, then it will import images city underscore dark dot jpg. And if this is light theme, our device, then it will use city dot jpg. And in our to see the changes, let's change this main dot dart and call our register screen. You can see the image here. So let's add more components. Size box of height around 20, and the text field, not field, just a text. Register. You can see the changes. Color dark. If it is dark theme, then colors dot amber dot shade 400, and if it is light, then blue. We can make our font size to 25, font weight to font weight dot bold, and we can use column to add column for I'm going to use some text field, so let's add them. Text form field, not text field. So before that, I would like to wrap this column in a form. Input formatters, I'm going to limit our text field to around 50, and decoration, input decoration hint text to name, and hint style. Okay, we need some padding. Let's wrap this in a padding, and instead of all, I'm going to use left top right bottom padding. So 15, 20, 15 for right and 50 for bottom. Yeah, and let's add this, wrap this in a column as well, so that we can use cross axis alignment dot center. Okay, maybe main axis alignment dot center, cross axis alignment dot center. And now I'm going to edit our hint style, hint text. So hint style, text style, colors dot gray. Then we can add field to true. Then field color dark, if it is dark theme, then colors dot black 45. If not, then colors dot gray dot shade 200. Border, outline border, put border, border radius to border radius dot circular 40 around. And we can actually remove that border, just say border side width 0 and border style to none, border style dot none. Yeah, now it's looking great. And outside this we can use prefix icons dot person, color dark theme, if then colors dot amber dot shade 400, and if it's light theme, then colors dot gray. And I'm going to add few more things in our text form field. Auto validate mode dot on user interaction, then validator text if text equals null, then our text is empty, then we can return name can't be empty. Okay. Yeah, and if text length is less than 2, then please enter a valid name. And if text length is greater than 49, then we can return 49 or 50. Please name can't be more than 50. Actually this message will show above 49. Yeah, so that's it. We made one field. Now we can just copy this and paste again. Let's add a size box of height 10, and let's add this one again for our email. We can limit this to 100, and instead of name we can just write email. Oh, before that I forgot to do one thing. So on changed text set state name text editing controller dot text equals to text. So we are actually putting our text in the name text editing controller. So in this way, let's copy this and paste it again here. We can write email. Please enter a valid email. Email can be more than 9900. It's showing an error. Let's see what is the error here. Okay, we used semicolon, we have to use comma. That's it. It's showing email, and now if the name can be empty. And we can actually use another thing. Let's use email validator. So it will check our email automatically. Email validator. Go to installing and copy this line and paste it under Cupertino. And I'm going to add one more thing. Int phone. INTL phone field. Let's add this in the dependency as well, and here we can write if email value, we have to use pubget before we can use the dependency. So email validator dot validate text equals true. True, return null. And after this we have to add another field. I'm going to minimize this. so you can see properly. INTL phone field, show country flag. I don't want to show any country flag here, so I'm going to use drop down icon, icons dot arrow drop down, color dark theme, colors dot amber dot shade 400, then colors dot gray, decoration, let's copy this, we don't want any prefix icon here. Initial country code, we can add that. Initial country code to BD, as I'm from Bangladesh, so let's add BD here. And in the unchanged, we can copy it. So phone text editing controller dot text equals to text dot complete number. Okay, let's run this again. There must be some error. Okay, let me find out what is the error. Let's remove this. I think it's something else. Let's not go there. We can check it again. And let's add another text form field. I'm just going to copy this one and paste it here, and I'm going to call this address, and address can be empty. Please enter a valid address. Address can be more than 100. And here, instead of email, just let's add address. I'm going to add another size box of height 20. As this video is getting a bit longer, so I'm going to pause it here, and in the next video I'm going to add password and confirm password. So let's add another text from field. I'm just going to copy it and paste it here, and let's limit our password to 50 and obscure text to false. Not false, actually it's going to password visible, and why we are doing that I'm going to explain it later. Let's add a suffix icon button, icon password visible, icons dot visibility, icons dot visibility off, and we can add a color of our visible. If it is dark theme, then colors dot amber dot shade 400, or just gray if it is light theme. And we have to use onPressed, set state, if password visible, so password visible, so that is update the state, that is to say toggle the state of password visible variable. And here password can be empty, it should be less than 6, please enter a valid password, and if it is greater than 49, password can be more than 50 and return null. And change password text editing controller dot text. We have to change this to password as well in text. So we can toggle the password because of this suffix icon. And now let's add another text from field for confirm password. So everything is going to be same, just change this to confirm password, and confirm password can be null, and we have to check another thing, and that is if text is not equals to password text editing controller dot text. If text is not equals to password, then we're going to return password do not match. I hope you understand what I'm doing here. I'm just designing it and confirm password text rating controller. See, our password is not matching. Let's add another size box of height 20, and we are going to add an elevated button. On pressed, it will trigger a function which we have to create, and in the child you can just use text register and style this to text style, font size to 20. We have to style art button, so elevated button dot style form primary. If it is dark theme, then colors dot amber dot shade 400. If not, that colors dot blue. On primary, we can use dark theme, colors dot black, and colors dot white. Rounded rectangular border to border radius dot circular of 32. And minimize size should be of size double dot infinity, and height is 50. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's looking great. And we have to add another thing here, and that is size box height 20, gesture detector on tab, child text forgot password, style text style, color dark theme, colors dot amber dot shade 400, colors dot blue. Let's end this video here. I'm going to add another thing in the next video.